Hello, welcome back. Nice to see everyone. Today we are just going to do a quick Spoonflower update. So this is for all my Spoonflower fans and those of you who might be working in print on demand. For those of you who don't know, Spoonflower is a print on demand shop that specializes mostly in fabric and wallpaper, but they also have more and more home goods, which is going to tie into this week's update. So about a week ago from the time I'm filming this, an email came out from Spoonflower, which is par for the course for the past couple of years from print-on-demand companies telling us as artists that the commission structure is going to change, aka royalties. Luckily, this one, in my opinion, wasn't too bad, but that will depend. The ramifications for this update will really depend on the volume of sales you're doing, how much Spoonflower is your primary source of income, and what kind of products you're selling on Spoonflower. So the email that came out basically said that discounts that customers receive are going to be passed on to us in the form of a discounted royalty. So apparently, I never actually went and looked, but apparently before the 10% royalty that most artists get on Spoonflower, we got it regardless of whether the customer had a 10% discount, a 50% discount. We got the full 10% as if it was a full price purchase of fabric or wallpaper. But now, unfortunately, when the customer gets a discount, artists are going to get a discount too. Luckily, however, this isn't like some of the things that are happening at, for example, Society6 and Redbubble that I talked about before, that you might bottom out and make nothing. I did another video where I talked about Society6's new structure and how when they factored in all the discounts, I made 0 cents on one of the sales that I made, even though Society6 has a slogan that every purchase pays an artist. That one did not. So we're not going to have that problem with Spoonflower. Just a minute, I'm going to get the email and have a look at it. So one of the good things about Spoonflower's update is that the discount that you get as the artist will never reflect more than a 50% sale. So let's say Spoonflower does a sale for 70% off or 60% off or 80% off. You're still going to get 50% of the royalties you would have gotten. So I guess you can look at this as you're always going to get a 5% royalty, right? Whereas it used to be 10% in the past. Worst case scenario, you're going to get 5%. But you know, if your customer is paying full price, you might still be getting 10%. No big deal. Then there is another actually great piece of positive news is that on the home decor front, you're now going to make 10% off the purchase price, whereas before it was 10% off the fabric price. I haven't done the math, folks. I'm sorry. I've been way too busy to get into that kind of detail. But in my uneducated opinion, I think that means we're going to be making quite a bit more depending on the home decor purchase your customer makes. So it's really a mixed bag, good news, bad news. The good news is, you know, it doesn't look like Spoonflower is shutting down. A lot of the gripes that I was hearing about with regards to shipping delays, I've heard less of them lately, so hopefully that is getting corrected. There's also been some other news with Society6 and some other print-on-demand companies since my last update, but I'm just going to keep this one a little more focused on Spoonflower. And for those of you that have just been, you know, following me for a while or recently signed up and you went back and looked, you might notice there has been a pretty large gap in my postings. And yes, I took a break, folks. I was thinking about changing the structure of this channel dramatically. I would like to start doing some posts that have some videos that have things to do with some other things, definitely beyond print on demand, but even beyond art. You know, I think it happens to a lot of us who become mothers. My role as a mother has becoming more and more important, and as I'm exploring things like world schooling and different kind of opportunities to travel with my daughter and also be making money remotely, doing art, doing my business, I would like to talk about those things, but I have to recognize that most of you are here for my art posts, print on demand especially. So I haven't made any firm decisions, but I'm going to try to keep posting some of that stuff that I know you guys are interested in, and then maybe make some playlists with some different kinds of content. We'll just have to see how it goes. I have done some traveling lately, but I didn't end up doing any posts on them. But here I am. Thank you for joining. I would love to know how your Spoonflower experience has been going lately. Even though I took a solid break from not only YouTube, but a lot of my social media marketing, I'm happy to say Spoonflower sales keep coming in, and that's quite rewarding. And I even had a pretty large Society 6 purchase and a small Zazzle purchase. So the great thing about print on demand is that it can be passive income even when you are really doing nothing with it at all. I mean, it probably takes quite a bit of effort before you get to that point where you do have passive income, but I'm here to let you know that, you know, it might not be enough that you can live off of it, but the work you're doing now could be paying you years down the road, even when you stop putting in that effort. So it can be a really nice bonus. Thank you guys, as always, for tuning in. And until next time, keep creating.